Hey guys, got this all seam sealed up. Is it pretty? No. Is it gonna work? Absolutely. Getting up in there was a little tricky, and I tried to do it with a cotton tip. Should have done it with this. I went back over after I was done. So a little heads up on this. I just squirted some on this and actually started putting it back in here like this and dragging it across. That would have been, if I'd have done that to begin with, it would have been perfect. But this is going to be sealed up. But it is sealed up, so that was the goal, and it's going to work. Fiberglass over all my little patch panels. Same on this side. Fiberglass that edge. Fiberglass over those. Still got to do a little bit of fiberglass on this one. This is that big patch I made, so I'm going to fiberglass that whole area, but and then block it down. I was going to show you guys if I could set you somewhere, and this isn't that big a deal, but we were talking about it, so hopefully this will stay up here. Alright, so this is that my little gun. I was cleaning this, thought I'd just show you. I just set this on here, hit it like that. You're using just enough to clean it off. I got it dropping down. You can use a bucket or whatever. I mean, you have to hold it. So, and I mean, you can see it's just putting out like that. So you're not dumping it everywhere. And I mean, thinner's expensive, so I'm trying to conserve as much as I can. And this seems to work pretty good. So, like I said, when you're done, unhook it. That's it. Put it up here. You know, so done deal. Anyway, thought I'd show you that. Again, not rocket science, but it was an idea. Some guys, I know when I started out, I was struggling with that, and I would take a can of that thinner right there and dump it into a 5-gallon bucket and use way too much, and then I didn't know what to do with the rest of it. So I just ended up wasting a bunch of thinner. Now this was years ago when I started, but so I started thinking, well, how can I make this to where I can, not waste a bunch of thinner. Then I got that, and I thought, well, that'll be awesome. But the problem is it doesn't recycle, because the motor, if it had a motor in it, it'd probably recycle like it's supposed to. Then it wouldn't waste a lot of thinner. But I'm sure guys got all different ways to do this. But if you price one of those online, you're going to pay close to $1,000 for that. When you can take, a little orange bucket like that one over there, and do the same thing I just did here and waste almost no thinner, or buy one of those little guys up there and waste almost no thinner. So like I said, you're going to pay $50 probably for a 5-gallon bucket of that thinner. So if you're cleaning your guns and you're using it, and it's going to go faster than you want, especially if it's evaporating and you're losing it and you're dumping it on the floor, and it's, you know what I'm saying. I mean, so, all right, just want a quick update on that. I'm gonna let this set up. I just wiped that. I'm gonna mix up a little bit more here and put on. Somebody asked me the other day what I was using. It's the Dynaglass short strand fiberglass. It's made by 3M, and so they make all different kinds. But that's what I had, and that's what I'm using, and it sets up hard as a rock, so I'm happy with it. So anyway, be sure you prep your metal good before you lay that down. Scuff it up to where it'll grab a hold, stick. Like I said, I'm just using this basically just to cover up the little weld area. I'll probably sand most of that off, and then I'll go back over that with epoxy. And then once I get my epoxy down, I'll be able to see my waves and ripples and whatever, and I'll be able to use my Rage Gold to go over that and do a skim coat to get all my highs and lows, or get all my lows worked out and get these things blocked out nice and flat. So anyway, I got to take this off. He doesn't want the trim on there, so I've got to weld all these little holes up. Still, I've already done it on this door over here. You can see here I've already welded these up. And I may grind those off in fiber. Well, I'm gonna pull this whole door off and work it, so I'll probably wait to do any work to it. But I wanted to get these kind of sealed up. That way, like I said, I don't have any surface rust going on. So anyway, that's it for now, and I'll bring you back. See ya. All right, another quick tip for the new guys on this stuff. And normally I'm wearing this, but you're not gonna be able to hear me through it. So anyway, this will be quick, and the wind or the fan's behind me, so it's gonna blow it all that direction. So take your piece of 80 grit. Okay, I already started sanding on this, but say this wasn't sanding, you can still see the hard edges here. Okay, get out of the way. So just take your DA and just knock these edges down. Okay, and ghost them like I was saying before. That's what we call it. Just take it up. This is the only time they're going to say you can actually tip your sander. Normally you want it flat. You can tip it on these edges here. You're just going to go back and forth and ghost it. Okay, you can see that I just hit this little area right here. I've left all this fat. Alright, so we're ghosting in that area. Alright, same deal on this side. This will save you a lot of work, having to try to do that by hand. See how that transition is nice and ghosted. Now that's still fat. You run your hand across there and it just feels like there's a wad of filler on it. But now you've got these outside edges on, so think about this. All right, you take your block. What did I do with my block? Take your block. Now when you lay it up there, think about it. It's going to teeter-totter. Okay, see how that's doing that? That's because your high spot's right here in the middle. Okay, now when you come down and start getting into where this is ghosting and blending with this, you know you're there. Okay, so again, always doing an X pattern. Keep your block nice and flat. Another thing you got to consider too, I'm going to beat this down pretty close, but this right here is not flat, okay? If you put a straight edge up there, well, this is something else you got to consider. If you put a straight edge up here, it's going to rock. That's because there's almost no flat panels on a car like we talked about before. They all have like a little contour to them. So sure, you can get this completely flat, but it's not the way the factory had it. It's going to be a little bit contoured, okay? So you're going to get it nice and close, and then you're going to get a block to where you can go with the contour. All right, so we're back to bare steel here. This is the low spot. And again, all I'm trying to do is fill this weld. So I don't care if this is a little too low or if it's smooth or whatever. I'm going to take my block when I'm ready. I'm going to sit and scuff this up, probably just a piece of paper right in this area so it has something to grab to. I'm going to do another coat of regular filler over top of this. I'm going to leave this like this because this is making me waterproof here. So, but yeah, remember these are contoured too, so just remember that. Because you can make your car flat, but it may look a little bit funny. Especially when the panels are supposed to be round and you start making everything completely flat. It may not look all that good. I don't know. I've never completely flattened out a car, but we're gonna have a big block of cheese. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for today. Just got those blocked down. And like I said, they're just a little lower, so I'll do a skim coat. Went ahead and got that tacked in there, back in there again. One thing I noticed, where I put that seam sealer in there, it got a little bit of seam seal on the back side of this. When you weld that, it catches on fire, so you gotta keep blowing that out. Make sure you get it put out good and pretty quick. You don't want to burn your seam sealer off. But yeah, I still got to fill this quite a bit. I'm gonna have to put some rod in here to get this filled in good. And this one fits quite a bit tighter, which is good. I don't have to put as much rod in this side. You see that? Looks pretty good until it gets down to the bottom. I'll have to modify that a little bit, put that back in there right. But not a biggie. Same deal with that side. Just got those spot welds filled with fiberglass, and that's it. So don't know if I'll make it back out here tonight. Probably won't. But I gotta go in the house, so I'll see you guys.